Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope that you're doing well. I have smelled literally every fragrance ever created. It's true. Don't pay attention to anything that you see on the screen. Don't pay attention. Don't tell my wife that I broke a hanger. It actually exploded way more than I expected. A piece of it hit me in the side. It's kind of stinging. Dang. Today, 15 fragrances that are perfect. The type of stuff that you need to know. And I'm also going to be giving away 2 fragrances in today's video as well to one of you out there. Let's get started with the fragrances. And we shall begin with this one, Tobacco Royal by Precious Liquid. And this one is kind of interesting in a way. It's done by Richard Urpon. He's a friend of mine. This is his brand, Precious Liquid. But the fragrance, this one right here, started out many years ago as one that he and I were working on together. So it was one that I did like a write-up for, a brief, and he was working on the fragrance itself. We were going back and forth trying to get the fragrance locked in. And unfortunately, that fragrance was never released. But then he took the basically the gist of that fragrance and made it into this one. So it is very extremely super ultra similar, but not the exact same to the one that he and I were working on together years ago. And I think this stuff smells absolutely killer. It smells fantastic. It has like a faint similarity to something like Dior Homme, talking about the original Dior Homme, not the new Dior Homme 2020. But not just that, it's like little bits of Dior Homme, but mixed with tobacco and also mixed with like a stone fruit sweetness, like peach. It just smells fantastic. It's gonna set you apart, it's gonna get you compliments, it's gonna get you noticed, it's more wearable than something like Dior Homme, but it has that same kind of classy aspect to it as well. Now, of course, with this being Precious Liquid, a smaller brand and everything, it's not gonna be as easy to just walk into your local store and, you know, spray it on or whatever. But if you can get a sample of this stuff, check it out. I think it's absolutely killer. Do it, or I'm gonna hit you with the thing. Ah! Stuff just has like explosives inside of it. You just, The next fragrance is from Mercedes-Benz, and it is Club Black, but not the original. No, this is the Eau de Parfum. Ah, nice and new. It has a slightly darker coloration on the side and red writing to let you know it's the Eau de Parfum. That's attention to detail. That's high quality. Now, the original Mercedes-Benz Club Black, also fantastic. And if we're talking about bang for buck, that one is better because it's gonna be way easier to find, way cheaper. But as this one begins rolling out at discounters and you can scoop it for a lower price, it is worth checking out if you're a fan of the Mercedes-Benz Club Black line. Or the original, I should say. I say line like it's multiple fragrances. It's the friggin' original in this one. Or are you a fan of the line? All one of them? Wonderful vanilla fragrance though, deep, rich, sexy, sophisticated, a little bit deeper than the original version as you would expect with this being a higher concentration. I think it's not worth full retail, which is what I paid for it, but really the only reason it's not worth full retail is because it's gonna be cheap at discounters. So yeah, this one's gonna be absolutely fantastic for fall and winter. Great evening fragrance. The next fragrance is a snake fragrance. It's Veneno Black by French Avenue. A snake, a snake, a snake. This one has an absolutely stunning opening, like just magnetic, attention grabbing, alluring, whatever you want to call it. It has apple shisha off the top. It's a clone of Killian's Smokin' Hot. Oh, it smells good, real good. Yeah, that apple in there is just like succulent. Enjoying a succulent, juicy apple? A succulent Chinese meal? Really good performance here, quality, absolutely amazing for the price point. And I do have one of these to give away. It has become easier to procure for a good price from discounters, and so I have procured one to give to you. I've procured one so as you may procure one from me. Look at the balance of that. Look at the balance. It's good. Guys, what do we want to talk about next? How about this one? A very interesting looking bottle. It's, yep, there it is, Rocus Man. But that's not any regular Rocus Man. No, that's Rocus Man Intense, of course. Pretty cheap. You can find it about 35 bucks at discounters. And this one has a good dose of cappuccino. Also vanilla, lavender, cedar, and a touch of citrus as well. So pretty simple note breakdown, but that cappuccino is really what draws people into this one. Now it's not an ultra heavy coffee. It's not like a roast coffee or anything like that. So you're not gonna get any bitterness here really. It's actually got kind of an aromatic touch from the lavender that's in there, kind of a clean aspect as well. Then a nice vanilla as it dries down, good bit of sweetness in there. Longevity is solid, lasts a good amount of time. Projection, a little bit more average with this one. It's not an absolute monster as far as that goes. And also, I mentioned this in another recent video, I forget which one, but I got my little grubby hands on some info. Basically info from a flavoring house saying this is kind of what's on trend right now. Like this is the stuff that we are anticipating is gonna be really popular moving forward. And a lot of it was gourmands, just like a lot of gourmands. I believe they're calling it neo-gourmands. So yeah. But one of the things they were really pushing there as like one of the hot new things, coffee. Now, I know that you're like, dude, coffee's been around forever. I know that, you know that, we all know that. But it would not surprise me based off that to see a lot of like new coffee fragrances kind of coming out. And to an extent, we've seen some of that with like Devotion from Dolce & Gabbana, right? So something to keep your eyes on. Let's go next with a niche fragrance, Starlight from Serjop. I mean, Serjop. Forgive me, Master Momo. A lot of people out there are like, who's Master Momo? Sergio Momo, dude, come on. He's the Serjop guy, come on. Starlight rules. I love this stuff. Great cardamom note in here. Really sparkling, hence the name. It's pretty good. Say now, where's a feller find a fragrance like that? How much that cost? We've also got in here a little tiny touch of citrus. You got some cinnamon, some almond in there as it dries down as well. And also some amber and cedar. Warm, spicy, but with a nice little fresh zing to it, a good liveliness. Really, really well done for fall, winter, daytime or evening, early spring also. One of my favorite Serjops. I think this stuff is top notch, like one of the better cardamom forward fragrances out there. 5 down. 10 to go. Before we head to the next fragrance though, guys, let's head to the next codes. There they are. Got a ton of different codes that you can use across different websites here. So any of these stores that you see, they have clones, they have niche, they have designers. If you shop at these stores, use those codes when you check out to save yourself some extra cash. Speaking of clones, the next one is 9 PM by Offnon. Extremely popular clone. Pretty much everybody knows about 9 PM. It's got great performance, great versatility, and it's cheap. Add those 3 things together, people like it. Smells similar to Jean Paul Gaultier's Ultramall, which is really well known as being like a clubbing fragrance, a night out fragrance, and you can use this for that too, but it has more versatility than that. You can easily pull this off during the day, even wear it to the office. Maybe just don't go crazy heavy with the trigger because then you'll become the cologne guy, which is usually not a positive thing, at least when it's said that way, like, oh, the cologne guy. But used in moderation, it is a weapon. Up next, we will worship at the altar of Hugo Boss with Boss Bottled Absolute. This stuff, this little tiny bottle right here, oof, magic. Let's just go ahead. Yeah, just go ahead. Yeah, it's good. I don't suggest you do that, actually. That's not normal. That's weird, actually. Bottled Absolute, fantastic designer release. Similar to good old Carlisle from Parfums de Marly. Yeah, it's kind of in that style, actually. And I have worn a good dose of this. I mean, all things considered, like how much stuff I have, like I've put a small but noticeable dent in here. Yeah, that counts. Ultra classy, sexy, deep, rich. Maybe not as appealing to younger guys who are looking for something that's more like neo-gourmand type of sweet. But if you're looking for something that can double up as a great like formal evening winter fragrance, but also give you a little bit of usability during the daytime hours. Check that out. I also really like this, Pure XS by Paco Rabanne. It's kind of forgotten at this point, you know, like it's kind of a dead line unfortunately. Really sucks. Apparently it did not do so hot. Because they came out with this one, which is kind of like a new flanker off of their XS line, which also had, of course, Black XS and a bunch of different fragrances off of that one. But they came out with Pure XS, and at the time, I really enjoyed it when it was brand new. They came out with Pure XS Night, so it was like, okay, cool, we got something going on here. And a lot of people actually like Pure XS Night more than Pure XS. That one now, real hard to find. At least typically really hard to find. And then after Pure XS Night, nothing. Oh, dang it. I dig it. Zesty, aromatic, a little similar to things that came out after it. You know, stuff like Invictus Victory, which is kind of funny because Invictus Victory came out pretty successful. And then you had Invictus Victory Elixir, and it's still getting flankers, but Pure XS, nothing. And it even has a nice full note breakdown. You know, back in my day, our fragrances had more than 3 notes. This one, it's got a lot. I mean, check this note breakdown out. It's actually got more than 3. It's insane. It's got ginger, grapefruit, bergamot, cinnamon, vanilla, liquor, leather, apple, wood, sugar, myrrh, cashmeran, and more. So yeah, Pure XS, I love this one. I know not everybody does, but I think it's really, really good, ahead of its time. All right, warning. The next one is not for the younger guys. I got some coming up that are, this one ain't, okay? Abbey Rouge Parfum. And actually I do have the new flanker in this line, which maybe I'll cover that one in the not too distant future, we'll have to see. Remember what I was talking about with the whole note breakdown and whining like a baby about how note breakdowns are really simple nowadays? This one is. Vanilla, rum, patchouli, and citrus. I think that's pretty much it. This is an extremely classy, mature fragrance. It has that leathery aspect that you would expect from a fragrance in this line. It is extremely well done, very high quality. It's friggin' hits, okay? And I do think that while a lot of young guys are not at all gonna smell this and want to smell like it, I don't think for a second that they will. I think if you're really into fragrances though, even if you are younger, and you smell this, you can really appreciate it for what it is. Also has fantastic performance, lasts forever, projects really well. Honestly though, most of this line, the Abbey Rouge line, top to bottom, about any one that you can find nowadays, is gonna be more for either like a mature gentleman or somebody that's just really into fragrances that do have that throwback aesthetic to it. We need to hurry, so let's go. The next one is gonna be this one, Exclusive Tobacco from Maison Alhambra. This one is a clone of Mystery Tobacco by Carolina Herrera. Nice. If you have never smelled Mystery Tobacco, it kind of falls between Parfums de Marly Carlisle and Mancera Red Tobacco. It's not as aggressive off the top with that big burst of spices and everything that Red Tobacco has, but it's also not quite as buttoned up as Carlisle is. So like I said, kind of in between the two. Smells absolutely amazing. Another fall and wintertime stunner. This one for dirt cheap gets you really, really, really close to the Herrera, which by the way, that one is very expensive. I know some people when they hear Carolina Herrera, if they're not familiar with that line, they're thinking Bad Boy and 212 and stuff like that. Nah, Mystery Tobacco's pricey. Myself is up next, the Absolute version of Myself, which as of this video is the newest version of Myself. It has that same kind of predictable usability as the OG does, you know, extremely versatile. Everybody likes it, big compliment puller, all that stuff, but that does also mean very popular, so there's gonna be more people wearing it. But it has an added like zinginess off the top, this added attention-grabbing kind of like zesty, fruity opening. It's got ginger, cardamom, and bergamot when you first spray it on. Of course, has that orange blossom as it dries down as well, tying it in with the original Myself. And this is just one of those fragrances that you can leave on your desk. Doesn't matter where you're going, what you're doing, you can spray this on and be confident it will work. A beautiful bottle up next, Widian's London. Really, really dig this, it looks slick. And this one is gonna remind you a little bit of a very popular fragrance, Tuscan Leather by Tom Ford, kind of right in that wheelhouse a little bit. Now, of course, it's not the exact same as that fragrance or anything like that, but it does have the raspberry, the leather, and that's where you're gonna get that kind of similarity coming across. This one though is smoother, not at all as aggressive as Tuscan leather, so a little easier to wear for a lot of people. Also get some nice vanilla in there, touch of oud, some floral notes also. Just a great high class scent. The other fragrance I'm gonna be giving away, by the way, is this one, Royal Taboo by French Avenue. So 2 French Avenue fragrances, scooped them at the same time. And that one is actually a collaboration between Aromatics, who's a YouTuber, TikToker, and French Avenue, which is why it says Aromatics in like big letters on the front, in case you didn't know this. Now this next one is another unheralded fragrance that I actually really dig. It is by Burberry, and it's Mr. Burberry Element. Now this was, for all intents and purposes, a complete failure of a line. I think it's kind of safe to say, because it was hyped up before the first one was released as like a competitor to Sauvage and Bleu de Chanel. That did not happen. And this right here was the last of the Misters Burberrys. Misters Burberrys. And whereas the earlier ones had been done by Francis Kirkshon, at this point, it was Jerome DiMarino. And that's no offense to Jerome DiMarino at all. It's just you could tell that the line was like, who cares? But even though this one wasn't done by Kirkshon, who's obviously the bigger name, you know, Maison Francis Kirkshon, and now he's the in-house perfumer for Dior, I think I actually like this one the most. Note breakdown's pretty simple, but kind of unique. Like there are mineral notes in there, juniper and almond. It's got a great blue fragrance, kind of sweet wearability to it, and reminds me a little of Why Live by Yves Saint Laurent, which is now discontinued. So just a great fragrance, easy to wear, compliment pulling, all that stuff, and nobody is rocking Burberry Element. Let's go niche once more with Wajan by Parfums de Broglie. This is one of the better fragrances for fall and winter time that they have ever put out. Has this really nice, spicy, cinnamony, kind of like home for the holidays type of feel. And along with that cinnamon, of course, you have honey, pretty good amount of it. You've got vanilla, you have tonka, you got benzoin, you got labdanum. I mean, just about anything that you can think of that falls into the warm, sweet, spicy category, they were like, yeah, put that in there, yeah. And it works out magnificently. This stuff is great. Perfect for November, for December, and around New Year's. And the final fragrance, the final one, La Nuit de l'Homme Le Parfum. Now the original La Nuit, that one gets a lot of the love, right? And then you had Bleu Electrique, which was really good while it lasted, which in the US was like 2 months. But Le Parfum has consistently been one of those ones that kind of just flies under the radar a little bit, but gets the job done. Nice. It's got lavender, vanilla, some fruity notes in there as well. Now you're gonna get a little bit of that cardamom-esque vibe in here, though it's not as much of a focus at all as the original. And I don't even think it was an official note here. I think it was like black pepper, but it still has kind of that vibe that the original La Nuit had. You can tell it's related, is what I'm trying to say. It's also decently unique, much more so than you would expect, and kind of stands out, you know? It's got this unique scent profile, but still very wearable, people-pleasing, and compliment pulling as well. Performance is a little better than the original La Nuit, but still not absolutely amazing when we're talking about projection, but it sticks on skin for a decent amount of time. All right, let's do this giveaway. So here they are, boom. Shouldn't have done that, but they're still okay. If you wanna be entered in the giveaway, here's what you must do. You must leave a comment, otherwise you can't be entered into the giveaway because the comment is your entry. Like the video, be subscribed to the channel, that's all you gotta do. Let me know one fragrance that is for you, S tier. One fragrance, I don't care what it is, whatever it is, that's good enough for the entry. Hopefully that made sense. Just realizing that like all of these stickers of authenticity are like scratch and sniffs now. Scratch and scan. Okay. The winner will be chosen the following month with a bunch of other winners of other giveaways and posted up on the post tab of the YouTube channel. If you're the winner, hit me up. I will ship these out to you. There we go, guys. Thank you for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourself. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys there.